off, and please refrain from texting because it is disruptive and it's discourteous and could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, especially if you're texting up here. And if any of the council people are texting, that is a violation. So please refrain from that. Welcome to the Oakland Mayor and Council meeting. Tonight is May 24th, 2023. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. The meeting will adjourn no later than 10 p.m. unless the majority of the council members that are present vote to extend the time. At this time, I ask you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence. And your thoughts on this Sunday, well, actually Monday is Memorial Day, Sunday is our Memorial Day ceremonies. Please keep those who gave their lives for our country in your mind. Thank you. Be seated. Roll call.
Mayor Schrader?
Here.
Councilman Kamala?
Here.
Councilman McCann? Councilman Pignatelli? Councilman Saliani?
Here.
Councilman Slazinski?
Here.
Councilman Talamini?
Here.
Are there any motions?
Motion to excuse Councilman Pignatelli?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You notice?
Motion to excuse Councilman McCann? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, I give my mayor's report. I just want to thank the Girl Scouts. I met with Girl Scout Troop 97346. That's my favorite part of the show. They asked me what's your favorite part. I said, meeting with you. It was a wonderful experience. I gave them a tour of the municipal building. So if any scout leaders are looking for an activity or you need a tour to badge, just let me know. It would be my pleasure to meet with you, give you a tour of the municipal building, talk about how government works, and describe our form of government. And they told me about their Take Action project for their Bronze Award, and it sounds lovely, and I promised them that as soon as they start working on their project, I am going to have them come to the council meeting to show everybody their project. They were a great group of girls, very excited, very inquisitive, and I'm telling you, the girls that were there, I promised you I would tell the Recreation Commissioner, the President of the Recreation Commission, about what you said about softball and baseball, and he is going to follow up, and as soon as you get the petition, you'll bring it to me, and I will bring it to the Rec Commission. You got that, Councilman?
Yes. What do I bring?
All right. Previously, in past meetings, we congratulated Oakland resident Jonathan Calabrese as the Oakland winner for his essay. The New Jersey League of Municipalities has a contest every year where you write an essay, and we had a few submissions in Oakland, and Jonathan Calabrese was the winner in Oakland. Then we sent it off to the competition, and I'm happy to announce that Jonathan, congratulations. You were picked as a finalist in the state competition. And he read his essay to everybody. It was a beautiful essay on government. Update on Patriots Way Bridge. I wrote some notes so that I won't forget. As you all know by now, with the new standards in place, the bridge replacement is estimated to cost approximately $8 million. That is because of the additional cost for the materials. The standards have changed. And as I repeatedly have stated, I work daily. I am constantly on the phone. I'm constantly speaking, meeting with our local officials, our state officials, the governor's office, our federal officials, our congressmen, both congressmen, the former congressman, the newer congressman, state senators, and I'm working with Kevin Boswell, who is working very, very close with the DOT commissioner. And pursuant to the advice by the commissioner, last month, at the last meeting, we forwarded another application for the grant. It is our duty as the council and elected officials to try and get as much money we can towards the $8 million bridge. We could very easily have just gone out and bonded $8 million, but the bridge is still safe, in spite of what people are saying. The bridge is safe. And the safeguards right now to keep it safe is to keep the 3-ton trucks and buses off the bridge. But it is safe. And we submitted the application for this new grant program. And we should hear, the deadline is the end of June. We will know whether or not we're getting that extra funding. And we had to do our due diligence for financial reasons. I have asked Kevin Boswell to come to the June 28th, 2023 council meeting. He's going to make his presentation. I ask everyone to attend if you are interested. If you can't attend, please watch us on television. Kevin Boswell will be here with a presentation and on the bridge, and we will know exactly where we're going as of June 28th. At that time, we will either have our long-awaited answers on funding, or I will ask the council for the next step, and we will move forward. So we waited so long. The bridge is safe. The bridge is safe. I'm going to say it one more time. The bridge is safe. It is true. We have a weight limit, and that is to help us keep the bridge safe until such time as we move forward and we replace the bridge. As of today, the design is complete, the permits are completed, and DOT, that's Department of Transportation, has approved all plans and specs. So we are ready. You will have your good answers at the end of June. Update on roads. Every morning I start my day reading emails, texts, and getting phone calls. I get messages in my law office that people are calling me early in the morning, late at night, and I return the calls. And we have problems with the roads. The roads are awful. I am the first one to say it, and you all know I drive this little car. I don't go on certain roads. I can't. And if you do have damage to your roads, I tell you to call Kathy Gurney at Borough Hall, and she gives you the proper procedure to follow to help you if you're requesting reimbursement. We have sewer pipe installation problem. We have PSE and G gas line installation, a problem. Then you will see on the agenda, water lines are going to be installed. We have the sidewalk project on 202, a problem. And I have asked our engineer, who I'm going to arrive, thank you for arriving. Are you listening to me, Mr. McKinney?
Yes, I am, Mayor.
As part of my mayor's message, rather than wait till the end for his update, his engineering report, he's going to give as part of my message. Upcoming events. Tomorrow, May 25th, I arranged with the Bergen County Mobile Job Center to come to our library, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And I arranged with Bergen County for trained counselors to come to Oakland, provide job assistance, employment counseling, interview and resume development. Doors open at 10 a.m. You do not have to pre-register. If you are interested, come to the public library at 10 to 12 noon. Then on Saturday, shredding in our municipal lot, 9 a.m. to noon or until the truck is full. So if the truck gets full by 11 a.m., that's when it will end. So if you are interested in getting shredding done, come early. And I emphasize you must be an Oakland resident. Sunday, May 28th, Oakland's annual Memorial Day Parade. Lineup is on Dogwood Drive. There's going to be a lot of organizations. I know Mame is going to talk about it, I assume. No, she's not going to talk about it. Well, we have an active Memorial Day parade, followed by the memorial service at Veterans Park. I think it's the American Legion who organizes it. Saturday, June 3rd, this is another week, the Oakland's annual softball and baseball celebration in our rec field, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Games, activities, food, celebration for all the children playing softball and baseball. It's a fun, fun morning. And speaking of softball, I want to thank Coach Joe Light and the Indian Hills High School softball girls teams. They were wonderful. The young girls in rec, it was a joy to watch them working with the older girls, teaching them different practicing, maneuvers, catching, pitching, running, the rules of the game. It's wonderful to watch the older girls help the younger girls. And a lot of the girls said they started at Oakland Rec, and they remember the clinic that they had. For our older residents, not old residents, older residents, there is a Bergen County Elder Abuse Awareness Walk in Overbeck Park that's also on Saturday, June 3rd. And if you are interested in involved in the Bergen County Elder Abuse Awareness Walk, go to the website seniors@co.bergen.nj.us. That's seniors@co. Short for county, co.bergen.nj.us. Then Bergen County, they've asked me to announce on June 8th at 5 p.m., Bergen County announces the Pride Flag raising ceremony at the Bergen Newbridge Medical Center. And there's another competition. The Bergen County LGBTQ+ Alliance is offering 2 $500 scholarships to Bergen County high school seniors who actively support the LGBTQ+ community. You must provide a 500 or less word essay describing your connection to the LGBTQ+ community, together with a letter of recommendation from a teacher, coach, or administrator. The deadline to turn in these essays is June 1st, 2023. For more information, go to the following: www.bergencounty.lgbtq.org. And if you missed any of this, you can always contact me tomorrow during the day, and I'll give you the websites if you're interested. And now, John Yakimic, you're on. Message on the roads.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I apologize for being late.
Traffic.
I'm sorry?
Traffic.
Rainstorm.
Oh, it's raining?
Yeah, plus it's my birthday, so I got to do older stuff.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to hit these the best way as possible. I sent the governing body a comprehensive email. That's one of the reasons why I was late. And a spreadsheet on the plan to address the roads. That was sent probably about 5 p.m. today. It listed all the roads. The first item is PSE&G. They're scheduled to start the day after Memorial Day. They're going to be doing Hannah Drive, Hickory Drive from Dogwood to Page, Manvigo, Minnehaha Boulevard from Seneca to Ramapo Valley Road, Oneida Avenue from Winona to Iroquois, Spear Street from Hopper to Ryerson, Spruce Street from Ramapo Valley Road to Fir Court, and Winona from Minnehaha to Pawnee. And that's all curb-to-curb paving. It's possible that they have already started marking up the streets, and it's possible that the residents on these streets have already received notice. Then the borough has its own 2023 road program, which I am locked in a room to get out to bid as quickly as possible, except for phone calls from you, Mayor. Dogwood Drive, Ramapo Valley Road to Page Drive, Hopper Street, Ryerson Avenue from Hickory to Spear, Fordham Road, Iron Horse Road, Hickory Drive from Dogwood to McNomee, Mountain Lakes Road, and Chapel Hill Road. Also included in there is the Bush Plaza pavement removal to start work at Bush Plaza as quickly as possible, and some problematic driveways we're having with the sidewalk project on Route 202. Some of the other roads that are on the tip of people's noses are Franklin Avenue from Ramapo Valley Road to the Franklin Lakes border. The county is scheduled to pave that from curb to curb either late 2024 or early 2025. In the meantime, the contractor is responsible to maintain that trench up until the end of his contract. We're doing his best, both the county and myself, to force him to maintain that trench. After that, the borough may take its own initiative to get that road in shape before the county pays it. That remains to be seen later this year. And then finally, the direct drilling in the downtown, which is the linchpin for Ramapo Valley Road to be paved from Franklin Avenue to Long Hill Road. I was with the contractor this morning up until tonight's council meeting. He promises me a date next week as early as possible in June, and I stress to him, no uncertain terms, that he must get that work started within the first or second week of June in order to facilitate the work there in the downtown by the county late in June or early July. So I hope I've hit everything, Mayor. We have a plan in place, and that's the plan.
Thank you. Now we'll let you know by the end of the meeting.
Mayor, a couple questions. Mr. Kemick, we spoke last meeting about the play on Patriots Way Bridge. You said your organization was going to be taking a look at that.
Yes, I'm waiting to hear back from two more contractors. I sent it out last week. I hit them over the head again late today. I did that again with another email. So I have one quote from a contractor. I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's unacceptable. And I'm waiting to hear those two quotes. As soon as those quotes come in, I'll talk to Rich Coons to get authorization to do that work. And the purpose of that is to do a follow-up inspection. So with the attempt to try to get the load posting raised from 3 tons perhaps to 10 tons, perhaps even higher, until the bridge is closed for replacement with superstructure replacement.
And how soon do you expect to receive these quotes?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
I don't think it's a heavy lift for these people. I think it's just mixed in with other emails that they received.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, open to the public. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wish to speak?
Hello, Mayor. Mike Guanillo, 34 Harper Street. Happy birthday, John.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for mentioning the parade and the that's taking place on June 3rd. I just want to say with the Scouts, I mean, they could do a petition, but if they want, I can put together a sit-down with them and me and Dan Legato, the softball commissioner, and we're remendable. If there's a situation that they're
I will talk to the troop leader, the brothers that were with me today.
Yeah, we're more than happy to, maybe something
Mr.
I don't know
also
about.
complained, not the mothers.
And we're more than happy to sit down with them and the mothers or whomever. But thank you for mentioning the parade on June 3rd. It's a great day. It's a great day for Oakland. It's like 1,000 people down there. There's so much going on. Public Events has done a lot to help us, as well as the Chamber of Commerce. You also have the band shell, which I'm sure you can be talking about later, which is going up. A lot of excitement with that. Thank you, Steve, for helping us get our first band. All right, so we're planning on, Andrea and I are begin to work on an opening day, as well as with the Arts Council. So that's gonna be a great thing. And one thing you realize with when you do these, like the parade and the band shell and the bands and everything like that, is Oakland is really made up. What makes Oakland so great is its people. It really does. And if you take an example, look at Kevin's not here tonight, but is there anybody like Kevin who cares more about the history of Oakland? Or I want to make sure I get her name right, Nagar Modashemi. Now she's somebody I've met this past year on Facebook, that if someone loses their pet, she has the whole Facebook and connections, and she helps you kind of locate them and bring them back. I mean, Oakland just made wonderful people, as well as Maine, which is doing the Memorial Day Parade. Is there anybody better than Dan Delia? Yeah, for sure. And there's like the We the People group who do free events with these important speakers once a month. It's really, I mean, Oakland is made up of great people, and that's what makes Oakland so great. And the residents who come down here and fight for clean water and the bridge and the roads. I mean, once again, Oakland is just a great place with its scout leaders, its coaches, its Mothers Club, Fathers Club, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much going on. We may not always agree, but what makes Oakland so great, I've been thinking about this over the past couple of weeks, are its people and everything that goes on. And I'll give you a first-hand example. There are some parents in town who really have a difficult time making ends meet. And they'll contact me before seasons start, with sports seasons, or summer camp, and figure out how can they get their kids into the sports programs? How can we work out to get them into summer camp? And we work it out, we get them in there, and these are people, Oakland people, who sacrifice so their kids can have a happy childhood. So it's really, I mean, Oakland's really made up a lot of great people. It's really a lot of great things that go on here. And it also made me think that if there is someone who wants to bring Oakland down, who with his own issues, or wants to bring the people of Oakland down, as a collective, we're better than this. Oakland in general is just better than all of this. And that's what's important. And Oakland's been written up many times about it's a great place to raise your kids. And it comes down to because it's got great people. You see the kids right here ready to do a presentation process. We're all looking forward to. So June 3rd, we're looking forward to everybody being at the parade. I hope you throw a strike because everybody watches you when you throw out your first pitch. And really, it should be a good day.
Softball, right, is under here.
So we bring the yellow ball out. And May, good luck with the parade. I know you did a lot of work on it, and that's the whole Public Events Committee. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
And Cedar 33 Winding Ridge. I thank you for the update on Patriots Way Bridge. There's been, I know the signs are posted for the trucks detour, the 3 tons. Unfortunately, trucks and buses are still going over the bridge. Some of the residents have called the police chief and not complained, but asked what can be done. We asked if we could have at least a car sit there, not all day, but, you know, an hour, just half an hour, just to I guess, see a truck go over a bus, just pull them over and let them know that they can't. Because I think people are missing the sign. The sign says trucks, but doesn't say buses. I'm not sure if that's why buses are going over, but trucks are going over it also. And I noticed there were a police car sitting on, it was either Water's Edge or Shadow, I forgot, and they were sitting to catch speeding cars, but I don't think that's the issue right now, so we could, instead of doing that, put a police car to monitor the bridge, just to give at least some information now, not forever, just now because it's new. I think that will help, and because we're particularly concerned about buses and trucks going over that bridge. So that would be helpful. I did actually have a question about the ordinance, the 23 Code 905. I think that was brought before at the April 24th meeting, and then I had some questions about it. It was taken off the agenda then, or off the table, and I thought there was going to be changes made. There are no changes made. It's the exact same version, so I still have the same questions I had last time. I had 3 questions. One was about section 59-165B. The language in that section basically precludes people from having roommates, and I wanted to know why. What was the purpose of that? Because it doesn't seem like it falls in line with the purpose of the ordinance. I also had a question about the definition of dwelling unit, and I wanted to know why house wasn't listed in that definition. I never got an explanation for that, and it's still not listed in there, and I don't know if there's a reason for that. And then in housekeeping unit, it was the same question as last time. It says I think it's supposed to say reported, but it says reported and unreported decisions of the New Jersey Superior Court. I don't know why it says Superior Court. It should either be Supreme Court or courts, because the decision that it's referencing is a Supreme Court decision. So I just had a question. I just wasn't sure why it was, like, what was the reason for those. And then I just had a question about the resolution 23-173. I assume that the settlement with PSE&G is going to be predicated on the court case being withdrawn. I don't know if that has to be in the resolution or not, but it's not, so I just wanted to make sure it doesn't have to be in there. What?
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, so that was a question. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Just so you're aware, as far as the trucks go, I do get the emails. I get it right to the chief, and he gets right back to me and saying they're doing the best they can. checking on the trucks. Secondly, on the ordinance, it's an introduction, and I'm asking you to please give me your questions in writing. If you give it to me, then I can follow up, because this is just the introduction tonight.
Okay.
All right, so I'll be in touch
Would you like
with
me
you.
to answer the question on tax bills?
What we're gonna do again, it's a resolution. Okay, just make a note. Yep.
Hi, name 187 West Oakland Ave. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to grow things. And years ago, the borough used to dump these huge piles of black dirt mulch, and everybody would come with their buckets and pick it up. Could we possibly do that again? Because mulch is getting very expensive.
I don't know about that. What is,
No, actually, we had discontinued that during the Great Recession, and as it were, for a couple of reasons. One, there have been a lot of complaints, and this even predates me, of really contractors getting the lion's share of that material rather than residents. That was one complaint. And two, it's actually very expensive to double grind the mulch, and it's basically a cost-saving move, so that we eliminated the double grinding in terms of processing the material. And that's how the program is being discontinued.
Okay, thank you.
William Sisti, 12 Eagle Crest. I want to address just a comment about the short-term rentals. As much as I'm not in favor of the government getting involved in a house or private property, I probably would be in favor of, as a citizen, if I was to buy a house in Oakland and strictly make it an Airbnb, as a neighbor, I probably wouldn't be that excited about that from the things you read in the papers. I'm sure they're not all that way, but I think that it is. But to limit an owner-occupied house from renting out a room or 2 rooms in their house when the owner is there, I do not think we should be involved in that. I think there's probably enough laws if that person from the Airbnb is doing something that they aren't supposed to, they just call the police and someone will show up and fix it. So I'd be in favor of just having have to be owner occupied, and while the person is there, so that person can supervise. I would not be in favor of a business, or like myself buying a house,
are you
transferring.
talking about an investment, people buying for investment?
Yeah,
Got it.
it happens, quite often, in resort areas mainly, but you read the horror stories, but it's not such a great destination. We're convenient. Like I said, there's only a few houses in Oakland. There's only one house in Oakland that you can actually rent. It's right across from Segovia. They redid it. It's one of those riverfront houses, the shotgun ranches they call them, and the guy, this Martha Stewart, the death out of it. It looks perfect, and it's actually much better than what it was. And there's 2 other places that have just like someone's dormer upstairs in a cape. As long as the owner's there, I think that'd be okay. I don't know whether we're trying for a solution. There's no problem. I don't know, but those are my thoughts.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else? Motion to close.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have to have a public hearing on the fiscal year 2023 Borough County Open Space Trust Fund grant application. Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Would anybody like to make a comment on the Borough County Open Space Recreation Floodplain Protection, Farmland and Historic Preservation Trust Fund project? None.
Motion to close.
Motion closed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then we do that's enough?
That's wonderful.
Okay, so
More.
now, we'll just do the minutes before, and then we're almost ready, almost, girl. Okay, minutes from the May 10th, 2023 meeting. Is there a motion to
So
approve?
moved. Second.
Any corrections, additions? If not, roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
Executive session, May 10th, 2023. If there's going to be any comments, it must be made during executive session. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Will there be any comments? All right, let's vote, roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Abstain.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
And now, I was invited to meet with this group. It's called Click Clack Front and Back. We first heard about it from Councilman Talmani and his daughter. And I was invited to go up to Indian Hills, met with the group. I was so excited. I said, "You have to come to the-" I had spoken to Assemblyman Oz. He was going to try and get here, but we're televised and he can watch it on YouTube. And so I invited them to come and give a presentation, and it's very compelling and beautiful, and they work so hard, so you're on. Remember, we're televised, so everybody will be hearing the presentation. That's how important this is. First of all, you have to introduce yourselves and give your addresses.
I'm Isabella Hernandez. I live on 12 Boulder Run. I'm Alexia Kaskis. I live on 22 Comanche Trail.
I'm Gabby Frederick, and I live on 4 Pequot Path and 6 Colgate Road.
Okay, go ahead. And it's on the screen.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Isabella Hernandez.
My name is Alexia Kaskis. My name is Gabriella Frederick.
And we're the proud leaders of a club at Indian Hills High School called Click Clack Front and Back. We promote car and seatbelt safety, and we are here tonight to talk about very important bills that we are trying to get passed in the city of New Jersey.
The bills we are advocating for are S3323 and A5163. These bills repeal laws providing that violation of rear seatbelt law be treated as a secondary offense. In simpler terms, we want more people to be safe by wearing their seatbelt in the back seat and have it be taken as seriously as someone wearing a seatbelt in the front seat. Now we'd like to share with you the video that we sent to all 40 districts to advocate for our bills.
It's a great video.
No pressure, Mike.
It started as a small group of 11 students from Indian Hills High School with the idea of car safety has then become a popular school outlet. Our group has grown to over 20 members who are still passionate about seatbelt safety. Welcome to Click Clack Front and Back. We promote the idea that all passengers should be buckled in the front and back seat in the local legislatures.
For the past 3 years, this club has been working on a law change to have vulnerable passengers in the back seat seen as a primary offense, S3323. As of right now, drivers can't be penalized for simply being uncomfortable in the back seat. This increases the risk of significant injuries that wouldn't occur while wearing a seatbelt.
According to the first law, non-tip motion was to stay motion. To summarize, wearing your seatbelt will keep you strapped in and prevent you from flying off the windshield during the collision. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, seatbelts saved an estimated 15,000 lives in 2017. Rear seat passengers are more than twice as likely to die if they are unbuckled in a crash. The 2023 Road Map Safety Report includes the following statement, saying that unbelted rear seat passengers pose a serious threat to the driver, other vehicle occupants, and themselves. Unbelted rear seat passengers are referred to as backseat bullets because they can be thrusted at high rates of speed into the driver, resulting in loss of control of the vehicle and into other occupants, causing fatalities and serious injuries.
We want to make the change in others to be incredible. The passengers in the back seat deserve to be protected as much as the ones in the front. To do this, getting the law change would be great. Now this is where you come in.
As high school students, we can only do so much. We can only have the idea. We can campaign and advocate as much as we want, but real change can't be made unless we have a big voice like yours backing us. According to the 2023 Eyewitness Report, 20 states and Washington, D.C. have adopted the primary enforcement for a seatbelt law. We would like to help New Jersey reach the gold star standard by being the 21st state recognized with a green rating, having the primary enforcement rear seatbelt law by the Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety, and becoming one of the 7 states to go from a caution rating to a green rating. The 3 laws for ultimate occupant protection will increase all roadway safety in New Jersey for not only the citizens of New Jersey, but for the many travelers and tourists that visit the Garden State each year. We have taken this as far as we can. Now we just need your help to change the law.
You can make a difference on the road and in people's lives in New Jersey.
Our club was founded in 2019 by Gabby's brother, Jake Frederick, Keelan Lovett, and a few other students.
That's for this presentation. That's going to be on bloopers.
Our club was founded in 2019 by Gabby's brother, Jake Frederick, Kayla Lovett, and a few other students at Indian Hills who were dedicated to driving and seatbelt safety. The club started off with 11 members, and in the last 3 years, its membership has more than doubled. Now, Click Clack Front and Back has more than 25 members. Every year, we compete in the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey's You Got Brains competition. The program allows staff and students from all over New Jersey to develop campaigns to address teen driving safety. Indian Hills was one of the 3 schools to receive the top prize in 2020, and in 2021 and 2022, we were awarded honorable mention for our commitment to seatbelt and driver safety advocacy in our community. In May 2021, our club met with Senator Shapizi. We met with her in order to get our idea out into the bill-making process, and in May 2022, Senator Shapizi agreed to sponsor our bill, which dropped on November 14, 2022. This bill became known as S3323. We also want to thank Assemblyman Oth for supporting the companion bill. This bill was introduced into the Assembly on February 6th of this year and became known as A5163. Next slide, please.
Oh, actually, is
It is.
that's worse. Okay. Now, you may be wondering why we would want this bill to be put into place or how it would help our state. And that's why we're here. We have some alarming statistics and other evidence that we hope will sway your opinions towards helping make this a primary offense. Unbelted rear seat passengers pose a serious threat to the driver and other vehicle occupants, as well as themselves. Adults are not buckling up in the rear seat as much as they are in the front seat. Unbelted rear seat passengers pose a serious risk of catastrophe if they collide with the front seat and push the front passenger onto the dashboard or activate the airbag. An Insurance Institute for Highway Safety poll found nearly 40% of people surveyed did not buckle up in the rear seat because no law requires it. With rear seatbelt use 10 to 15% lower than in the front seat, according to a study by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, rear seat passengers are more than twice as likely to die in a crash if they are unbelted. Our end goal is to help keep people on the road safe, and getting this bill passed would be crucial in doing so. The time to act is now. In 2021, 699 people lost their lives on New Jersey roads. This is more than a 19% increase over 2020, which resulted in 586 deaths. You can go to the next slide. 20 other states and Washington, D.C. have already implemented laws just like the ones we are trying to get passed in New Jersey. For example, New York passed a primary rear seatbelt law in 2020, and the state has already seen positive results. Since the law expansion in 2020, 92% of the rear seat adult passengers were restrained at the time of the crash, which is an increase from the 88% of the pre-law period in 2018. State reporting showed that the law expansion has a gradual impact on restraint use over the post-law period. The law expansion increased seatbelt use by 2% in the first month and 6% in month 2. The law expansion had a positive, if not larger, impact on the restraint use of rear seat adult passengers traveling at night with a young driver and in a speeding vehicle. With such positive results in a neighboring state like New York, we are confident that this law would have as positive of an impact in our state.
Just this year, our club has done so much to advocate for our law change. On April 19th, we sent an email to NJ legislators in all 40 districts, including a video members made in order to explain our bill and the importance of getting it passed, which is the video you all viewed before. On April 20th, we held our second annual Traffic Safety Fair, where we demonstrated the importance of seatbelt safety through physics demonstrations, having students sign pledges, and other fun activities. We also included a pre- and post survey with our physics demonstration. Before viewing the demonstration, 75% of people agreed that wearing a seatbelt on the back was important, and after viewing the demonstration, 100% agreed it was important to wear a seatbelt in the rear seat in the post survey. We also created magnets with our club name on it for students to put on their cars at school. Along with this, we created a business flyer to spread awareness throughout the Flow community that has a QR code linking to the video we sent to the senators, as well as our social media pages. Our plan is to put this up in local businesses around town in order to get our message out even more. On May 10th, we also met with Assemblyman Brian Bergen, who agreed to sponsor our bill. He informed us on May 17th that he signed onto Bill A5163 as its second prime sponsor. We plan to do much more in order to get the bill passed and then help enforce it throughout New Jersey. We also have copies of our business posters if anyone would like to take one. Next slide, please.
Our club has been working on PSAs that will be shared in the next couple of weeks on our social media pages. We will bring up the 100 deadliest days of summer and how kids can prevent reckless driving when school gets out. We're also looking forward to working with Senator Shapizi and assembling an office to further advocate for our bills at a lobby day down in Trenton sometime in the fall. We encourage you all to follow our social media pages in order to stay up to date on the progress of our efforts. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak with all of you tonight about our club and our mission. Please follow our social media pages that are noted on the slide and take this as water.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want you to know I spoke about the presentation to the Girl Scouts that I met with this afternoon. So one Girl Scout raised her hand and said, I have an idea for them. And I said, well, what's your idea? We'll pass it along. They said, well, why don't they have an alarm like when in the front seat, and you don't put your seatbelt on, the buzzer goes off and that annoying noise?
Yeah.
Why don't they do that in the back seat? I said, I'll pass it along.
That's a great idea.
This came from a Girl Scout, young Girl Scout. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you.
I put it in my book. Yes. Thank you so much for coming and making the presentation. It was beautiful. And whatever we could do to help you, just let me know. And I'll make sure that Assemblyman Oz does get to see this on YouTube or on the TV. He said he was having trouble with his calendar. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
We have appointments now. We have 2 appointments to the Board of Health. There are 2 vacancies, and we have 2 names of people who would like to be appointed.
I'm sorry, can I just ask a question? Could we possibly move the one resolution so then while they're here and then maybe let them go?
Oh, absolutely. Which? 168. Okay, resolution to support A5163, that's Assembly Bill. Repealing law providing that violation of a rear seatbelt law be treated as a secondary offense. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
Excellent idea, thank you.
Thank
You want a
to
copy of the resolution?
I'd just like to say thank you to my daughter for bringing this up to me.
You can take
I
this
was gonna get a
back.
poster.
Thank
too.
you.
And it's signed, I'll sign it.
Perfect.
All right, well, you don't have to sign one, we have to sign it. That was a good idea, thank you. Okay, so let's go back to the Board of Health. We have 2 members. Do you want me to do it separately, or can I do them together? Well, Matthew Goodrich, who's would like to be a member of the Board of Health. He's the current Assistant Chief with the Oakland First Aid Squad with 20 years experience as an EMT. And Jody Griffado, who is a licensed social worker and has worked with the Housing Authority in Bergen County and creating health issues for others in housing. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
So both Matt Goodrich and Jody Griffado are welcome to the Board of Health. The 2-member term, the 2 vacancies expire 12/31/23. So thank you and I have to come see you, right? You just have to go to Borough Hall and see Michael about this. Now we have 2 members who wish to join the Zoning Board of Adjustment. The first one is William Eilert. He's a member of the Shade Tree Commission, Environmental and Sustainable Green Team. And Joseph Zagoni, who is a home inspector and he's a licensed home inspector and has been 10 plus years in construction. And there were 2 vacancies, actually there were 3. So what will happen is the alternate of Caesar will move up to the regular. So we'll put one as a member, William Eilert as a member, and his term will expire 12/31/25. And then the second one will be, will be Joe Zagoni, who will be an alternate one.
Mayor?
Yes.
May I suggest that we make Mr. Zagoni the full-time member because he's got the expertise and background being an inspector and construction?
Absolutely. Any questions? Fine.
So it's just the way, because if you're gonna move somebody to alternate from alternate, you have to make a separate motion for that. So if you're
All
just
right.
putting the two people on, that's fine.
All right, now let's put the two people on, then I'll make the motion.
So moved.
All right.
So you're putting the two people you just mentioned, the two regulars,
No.
unexpired.
All right. We're moving Caesar up to the
So that's a
regular
separate
member.
appointment.
All right. So right now, let's do the two appointments to the board, and then I can move
But you-
everybody around.
Do it the other way
No,
around.
you can't, so
First do that.
Caesar's seat would be vacant. and-
Okay, all right. So, I'm
don't know
moving
why there's so
Caesar
much-
to a regular member. He's a former member of the zoning board. Is there a motion?
So let me withdraw the first motion.
Right. Is there a motion?
Amended it. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Council members Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
Great. So now we have a vacancy as a regular member, and Mr. Joe Zagoni as a regular member. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Council members Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
William Eilert will be an alternate one. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Council members Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
So we only have one vacancy and alternate two. So we could do that. Then we have the Arts Committee. Now, there's no vacancy, but is there an unlimited number? in
It's
the Arts-
unlimited.
It's unlimited. So Joyce D'Alessandro wants to be on the Arts Committee. She's a real estate agent, worked in restaurants and booking live music, which is excellent. And she's excited that she met Andrea Levy and to be able to join the team to make Oakland a fun and entertaining place to live. Well, we welcome you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Council members Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
All right, next one is to approve a social affairs permit for the Fathers Club of Oakland. And this is on June 3rd at Crystal Lake. It is from 3 p.m. to after Boy Scouts, baseball, and softball. So it's a specific event being held for family, beach barbecue, and charity events at Crystal Lake, June 3rd, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
I don't know who's the Fathers Club, so we'll do a roll call.
Council members Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Abstain, member.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
Authorize, the next one is to authorize raffle license 1456 to the Mothers Club of Oakland to conduct carnival games on June 21st through June 24th. And they're taking over with the Newcomers Club. They will be in charge of the carnival. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The next one is the request to install a banner at Bush Plaza from June 1st to June 17th for Ponds Reformed Church Pride Concert on June 17th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Okay, resolutions, and I promised one of the council members to do this very quickly. Okay, 23-166 is the grant submittal to the State of New Jersey Department of Community Affairs lead grant assistant program. 23-167 award contract, Boswell Engineering for engineering service for well 9 electrical improvements. We already did 168. 23-169 authorized the return of bounds monies for Barbara Gawara. That is in the amount of $100. And the CFO has verified that the funds are available. 23-170 authorized refund of other fees and permits from Miriam Kasai, $75. And the CFO has verified that the amount is due and the funds are available. 23-171 hire summer version, camp version, band, there is a full list. And it's available for anybody who wishes to read the list. 23, and the hirees, it's effective Monday, June 26th, at their respective rates as per the attached list, which is available for all to see. 23-172, resolution supporting the Bergen County Fire Mutual Aid Plan in the Borough of Oakland. This plan will provide a uniform procedure for the coordination of the requesting, dispatching, and utilization of fire department personnel and equipment whenever a local fire department requires mutual assistance from any other jurisdiction, both contiguous and non-contiguous, in the event of a fire or emergency. 23-173, resolution authorizing settlement of tax appeals entitled PSE&G Services Corp. Versus Borough of Oakland. And it is block 3601, lot 41. The total refund for the proposed settlement is $32,946.91. This is for the tax years 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. 23-174, resolution authorizing inclusion in the Bergen Community Development Program, which is an automatic renewal clause to expedite the notification of the inclusion process. 23-175 is the resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with the County of Bergen to supersede the cooperative agreement dated July 1st, 2021, and amendments thereto establishing the Bergen County Community Development Program. 23-176, authorize appointments of municipal representatives to Bergen County Community Development Regional Committees, fiscal year 2023, covering period July 1st, 2023 through July 30th, 2024. 23-177, authorize Chapter 159 for shared service agreement for SLEO 3 officers. Those are the officers that are going to be in the public schools. And 23-178, authorize Chapter 155 for the NJDCA Local Recreation Improvement Grant. 23-180 is authorized Chapter 159 for Monsanto PCB settlement for stormwater. 23-181 is authorized Chapter 159 for stormwater assistance program. 23-182 is authorized Chapter 159 for body armor grant. 23-183 is to cancel grant balances that must be done each year as recommended by the CFO. 23-184 is authorize to hire a temporary part-time clerk from municipal court. The Court of Minister has recommended the hiring of Sarah Buer for a temporary position. Salary $18 per hour with a maximum of 24 hours per week for the period May 15th, 2023 through August 25th, 2023. 23-185 is authorized to submit a letter of support to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection for a grant application to the United States Department of Transportation for charging and fuel infrastructure discretionary grant program. And any wish to pull out?
Mayor,
Yes.
I believe the resident had a question about the...
I have it pulled out already, 23-173. All right, with all others, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzensky?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
I already pulled it out. 23-173 is the tax appeal. And our borough attorney will.
Sure, so I'll just explain. Basically what happens is the tax appeals are being handled by Mr. Chowski's office, he's still handling them. They negotiated a settlement, but in order for that, like you'd have to ask your client to accept the settlement, that settlement can't be finalized with the court until the borough passes a resolution authorizing it. So it's already been agreed to in principle, it was just a matter of basically getting the client sign off on accepting the settlement with the utility.
I pulled it out. All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzensky?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 23, code 904. This is final adoption of the ordinance amending chapter 7, section 16 of the code of the Borough of Oakland related to permit parking And this is the payment of fee and parking down at Park Avenue area. Is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak on this ordinance? If not,
Motion to close.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 23, code 904, an ordinance amending chapter 7, section 16 of the Oakland Code related to permit parking?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Tolomini?
Yes.
Now, the next four ordinances are just for introduction. Once it's introduced, it's available. We invite everyone to submit their suggestions, questions, or whatever you want to say about it, to us. And I look forward to your questions and comments, so we have it. So the first one, 23 Code 905, an ordinance to amend, supplement, and revise the Code of the Borough of Oakland, Land Use and Zoning, Chapter 59, by adding a new Article 20, short-term rentals. Is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Tolomini?
Yes.
Final hearing?
June 14th.
So if you could send us your information or your questions, suggestions, June 14th is the next council meeting where this will be brought up as a final adoption, and we will have a public hearing at that time. 23 Code 906, an ordinance to amend, supplement, and revise the Code of the Borough of Oakland, Land Use and Zoning, Chapter 59, by amending Article 7, zoning. There a motion to introduce?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Tolomini?
Yes.
And this is very similar to 905. 907, 23 capital 907, capital ordinance authorizing the making of various public improvements and acquisitions in, by, and for the borough, appropriating therefore the sum of $1,056,450, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the capital improvement funds of the borough. That's the wrong one. That was, no, that's right, that was capital 907. There a motion to introduce?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Tolomini?
Yes.
And all the information, the financials are available at Borough. And 23908 is an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 17 of the Oakland Code related to vehicles exceeding 3 tons and parking certain trucks and vehicles and trailers prohibited. No person shall park any truck or vehicle over 3 tons, registered gross vehicle weight, GVW, a school bus or any other type of bus, recreation vehicle, camper, boat, or trailer between the hours specified upon any borough streets. And is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Tolomini?
Yes.
Final hearing is also June 14th.
June 14th.
Okay, all 4 of these ordinances that were introduced will be heard for final hearing on June 14th. Work session. First one, support S3739. A, Assembly 5402, delaying implementation of the 4th round of affordable housing obligations. Richard?
This was, I think, brought up by the Mayor's Association here.
Yes, we brought this up. We are hoping that this delays the 4th round of affordable housing obligations scheduled to commence July 2025 for an additional 3 years. We want to delay it. This would give municipalities time to work towards appropriately meeting their 3rd round commitments and present a clearer picture of how each of our towns fare in meeting these goals. And I think there is a sample resolution that is from Northvale, and basically it's a sample resolution about asking the state to say, please, we need some more time, and could we delay the 4th round of affordable housing?
Are there any negative consequences for putting this on board?
A negative consequence of doing this?
Yes.
No, it will help us.
I was gonna say, if we opt in, could we say we don't want this thing and make us do it anyway? Is there?
What do you mean?
So for example,
We're-
we can propose a delay, we don't want them to get a delay, correct?
No. So there's a bill floating around by the Republicans in the Senate to delay the Democrats' implementation of more housing in the community. And this is This is basically, in essence, is similar to what you just voted for on Bill Black. You're just you're supporting legislation, delay. We're not being granted any sort of delay because we're supporting legislation, less supporting legislation.
And I'm going, and I'm actually on the legislative committee of the League of Municipalities. We have a meeting June 9th, that's Friday. June 9th, at the legislative committee of the League of Municipalities, where this will be brought up again, and so this will help.
So just wanted that clarity.
So is that okay, everybody agree?
Councilor Foss.
So to our attorney,
Where is this going? Where is this being sent to?
the state, the legislature.
So you're asking the legislature to actually do something about affordable housing?
We're trying.
So this bill has already been introduced. This is a support of, I
Okay.
believe this is Senator Bucco's bill. I know Senator Street has a similar bill,
Okay.
and this is support
So
of
these
that.
letters of support.
This is an S37, that's the.
S is Senate, A is Assembly.
Okay. I think it's
So
good.
these are specific bills that have been introduced and supporting passage of those.
There is no detriment, it doesn't hurt us, because it's either all of us or none of us.
Just want to make
It's
sure.
not one town or no town, it's either all towns or no towns.
It can help us.
Okay? The next item for discussion is proposal for engineering services for Lakeside Boulevard Water Main Improvements Project. And I have a lot to say on that, but we'll wait to let the engineer speak.
Rich, did you want to start? Or?
I can start, sure. As council is aware, under the Water Quality Accountability Act, we're required, according to the Water Asset Management Plan, to basically keep up with replacing water main that is old and outdated. We've done several projects in the Pleasure Lane neighborhood, including one earlier this year. We have a section of pipe on River Road that'll be replaced later this year. And there is water main on Lakeside Boulevard, which has been disturbed for the last several months while we put in sewer pipe, where there's old transite water main, which gets very brittle as it ages and is more prone to leaks. So here now would be the time to go in with a project to replace the water main on that roadway with ductile iron pipe that's going to last 50-plus years, pretty much without issue, and then come in behind that and pave the entire roadway. So the idea here is we would make this the next candidate in our water main replacement program and proceed with that work. The proposal that you have from Boswell Engineering is for the engineering design so we can get out to bid.
I have a major problem on Lakeside. And this is going to delay Lakeside. I don't know what to say. I think it's disgusting. I think that if you're going to have, and if you're going to go out and have a contractor do it, they have to do a better job of cleanup every day. I will not drive my car on Lakeside. That's how bad it is. Even when they supposedly, in quotes, clean up after they finish working each day. It's unfair to the residents, and it's not just the residents who live there. I mean, you talk to any of the residents. I was talking to someone who lives in the reserve, and sometimes instead of going down 202 to go to the highway, they'll cut through if they're going the back way to Franklin Lakes. I will not go that way. I can't go that way. And I know we need to do this water main improvement project. It's got to be done better. I can't allow what has happened now with these sewer pipes, which, when are they supposed to be finished?
This week.
All right, so this week, but we can't do anything because now we're going to put in water main. And how long is that going to take?
So the question
But Mayor, how long will this add to getting that road?
That's what I'm just asking.
Yeah.
How long
I want
is
to
this
make
all
clear.
gonna take?
Didn't talk-
Yeah, so what we anticipate is getting authorization for the design, going out, bidding it this fall, doing the work, so that when the weather breaks next spring or so, we will be able to fully repave that roadway. In the meantime, the
You
contract.
can't expect the residents another year like this.
Well, it won't be like this for the next year, okay, where you're gonna have gravel in the street. The contractor has an obligation to maintain the trench. The trench will receive a final paving, and it's not gonna be what residents have had to deal with while the construction's going on.
I don't know how the council feels. I think it's disgusting what we have had to make the residents put up with on both sides. And it's not the residents who live there, it's everyone. I don't even live there, but I won't go, you know where I live. So sometimes I used to go the back way to get onto Franklin Ave. I go all the way around to 202 to Franklin Ave to go to Franklin Lakes because I will not ride Lakeside. It's that bad.
I live near Hiawatha, and so they had the same trench, and from Franklin up to Seminole it was bad. It was but it was a temporary patch, and you know, as temporary, and they kept fixing it, and now it seems to be more of a permanent patch. It's more, you could see that it's a better type of asphalt. It's a smoother ride. I'm assuming, if I'm talking wrong, but that they were done with what they had to do there, and they made a finish coat, and then they moved on. Is that?
That's accurate, Councilman. If I could, Mayor, I understand your concerns, and Rich, I think the question on the table is there anything we could possibly do to accelerate this on the schedule that you imparted, Rich, for a start in the spring? And perhaps maybe, I don't know where that information is coming from, but perhaps if you, myself, and Giselle Diaz from Boswell could figure out a way how to accelerate this to get it done a lot quicker. I don't know if you've had that discussion with Giselle. I have not been part of that discussion. So if I could offer that to you, Mayor, I urge the council to move this forward with the understanding that Rich, myself, and my team at Boswell will think of ways to accelerate this schedule.
And even if you accelerate the schedule, the contractors there now are awful. And I'm telling you, I would like to withhold any payments to them. That's how bad they are. What they've done to people's lawns, the gravel, it's awful. And I don't know what other word to use.
Mayor, I will call the contractor first thing tomorrow morning and tell him precisely your words you just spoke right now.
Well, I've said this all the time. Don't I call you daily about this?
Yes, you do, Mayor.
And poor Richard, I get into my office in the morning, I get the emails, I get the calls, I get the texts. And they stop in my office even while I'm working. And then I call Richard, who in turn probably calls John.
And it's been a frustrating situation, no doubt.
And then Richard says to me, well, it's a waste of money if we pave it now and then we have to break it up again next year for the water main.
That is an issue. However, like I said, Mayor, I think we could solve all those issues if we got together and talked about accelerating the water project. With regard to the gravel pit that everybody's been referring to, I talked to and I didn't mention this in the opening remarks, your opening remarks. The contractor has installed at least one and is expected to install another sign tomorrow, notifying the public to slow down, because what happens is they come around the curve and they unexpectedly come across the gravel and they're going at I'm going to say a normal rate of speed. And so the expectation is that, you know, the road is going to be less gravelly. So with these signs up, it is hopeful that from now until the end of the week, when the contractor told me today, he expects to pave that gravel pit by Memorial Day weekend. Up and from these next 2 days, overnight, the traveling public should have advance warning so that when they come around the bend, they're not coming around at high speed. So this is the best thing we could work out up until that time. This excavation is extremely deep. There's I don't mean to make excuses for the contractor, but there's a ton of rock. He's excavating all day long in order to get to the depth where he has to put a 20-foot length of pipe in. And no excuses, Mayor. I read you out loud and clear. I would offer this also with water main replacement. We've had extremely good pavement in the, what's that area of town, Rich, down in Pleasureland area. Typically, water contractors are much better at restoring their trenches and are much more cognizant of it because the water mains are at a much shallower elevation than sanitary sewers. Sanitary sewers are extremely deep, and as they get deeper, the trenches get wider and engulf the entire width of the road. So my offer to you, Mayor, and to the council is to please move this forward, and then we will talk about a schedule, not the fall of this year and into the spring of next year, but maybe something a lot sooner.
All right, I want to hear from the council.
Can we go the other way and get a schedule and then move forward?
Yes?
So by the next council meeting, just give us a full schedule.
I'm just speaking for myself, everyone else agree with
Well,
that.
And as part of
Well,
that,
I saw Kevin shaking his head.
Okay. Makes sense on 14.
yeah, and is it, can we, Rich always asks this, can we move this to, rather than work session, to an agenda item on, as a resolution, so that we don't have to wait another
Yes,
meeting?
no,
Yeah,
that's,
that's fine,
yes.
as long as, it's scheduled.
Yes,
it's
as
scheduled
long
on
as you
couple,
meet
okay.
and give us the information before the next council meeting, the result of your meeting.
Thank you.
All right? Does everybody agree?
Councilman Kamal?
Yeah, I just want to just kind of just build upon what you were saying before about the water mains not being as invasive. And, as you stated, we've been very fortunate with our water main replacement, not having the issues that we're dealing with up on the Central Line. And we also have a council fiduciary responsibility to our residents to do, this is the time to do it, so paving the road and then coming back at a later date, dealing with water main breaks and everything else. So, I'm in agreement as long as there's an accelerated schedule. Is it realistic that this can be done in this fall?
Like I said, Councilman, let me have that discussion
Okay.
with my experts first before I answer that,
Okay.
and see what we can and can't do.
And also,
And
with your project plan, could you also have it include final paving of the road also? So it's done in one shot?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was told we had to wait for. All right, is there any new business? Old business?
Yes, from old business, this goes back to engineer McKinnon. And by the way, happy birthday, John.
Thank you.
Is there an
I
update?
think I aged an extra year.
I know you worked 52 one. Quick update on where you are with the water, on the water treatment?
Yeah, so a little bit of bad news today, and I was going to say that from our report, but thank you. The thing we were monitoring was the schedule for the land use permits from the NJDEP. And in your spreadsheet that you, myself, and Rich have been working on over the past couple of months, that was sent to the council today with the updated information on that. We have the land use permit for well number 5. Well number 9 is expected now instead of last Friday. The DEP has asked for a 20-day extension because they are backed up down there. Well number 10 is expected within the next 14 days. What that does to our overall schedule, talking with our experts today, it does not affect it yet. This all is expected to come online in January of 2024, as we have originally stated to all the members of the governing body and to the public. If this slips any further, we might have to revise our estimate to February of 2024 with this coming online. And we will do our best to contact the DEP to find out what the current delay is.
What did you say about well number 10? How many days?
Well number 10 is, too many projects here. 14 days.
So if they're willing to have this extension, they don't think it's as serious as we know it is.
With regard to water or with?
With the permits, I'm giving us the permits.
Yes, so one of them has made it to the supervisor's desk, which is basically a tacit approval. All the supervisor has to do is just do the paperwork. The other one, they were waiting for a threatened and endangered species to get back to them. So that tacked on another 20 days. And I'm sorry, Mayor, you know, our priorities are not necessarily the NJDEP's priorities.
Where are we with the equipment being delivered?
The equipment is what drives the schedule right now, because that's the one that's the critical path, and the equipment is currently being fabricated, and that is what drives the schedule to January of 2024 with everything being online.
Okay, so we are actually in the pipeline now.
Yes,
It's being built.
it's being built, yes. Shop drawings have been approved and it's being built.
Thank you.
Any other old business?
Thank you, Tom.
Committee reports. Councilman Tobin. The big weekend.
Yes, big weekend for public events. So Sunday, May 28th is the Memorial Day Parade. We're staging at 12 o'clock at Dogwood. It starts at 1. You know, get there, we'll tell you where to stand, and we'll have a good time. Fever Pitch is June 3rd, 9 a.m. I've been there a number of times with my kids. It really is as good as Mike says it is. That's how good it is. It's a fun time. It's you know, it's nice that we do it at the end of the baseball season, so everybody can enjoy themselves. Usually, the beginning of the baseball season is a little cold, so that if we did the parade, it would be cold and all that stuff. So we move it to June, and we have a good time. The carnival. We got the carnival on June 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. It's the carnival. Buy your tickets in advance. There's kiosks that so no money at the right, no cash at the yeah, no ticket booth. Yeah, so you have to do it. Yeah.
And Councilman, I was talking to Chopper last night, and he said that if you come and you put the cash into a machine, no change. So you have to come with exact money.
Exact money. Okay, I didn't know that, but. And that'll all work itself out, I'm sure, too.
He said he'll do some presentations, he'll get it out, you know, his cards, everything.
Yeah. So, and then that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman?
Yes, Green Team, the Flow Green Film Festival is June 3rd at 7 p.m. and will feature an outdoor movie, Cloudy, with a chance of meatballs. And we'll also be featuring a green fair with chicken education, beekeeping education, and pollinator gardening. And it also includes an EV show, so if anybody's curious about electric vehicles, they'll have a whole bunch of different brands out there. You can talk to the owners about their experience. Also, bird watching, rain barrels, and compost and recyclables, and spot and lanternfly education will be some of the other talks we'll be having at that fair. And also the community garden is sold out, and it's looking fantastic with lots of beautiful vegetables. Growing is a wonderful engagement with the plot owners, and our next Higher Farm Drive is in July. For the Arts Committee, we have, bear with me, they have the first Sunday hike, Sunday, June 4th, 11 o'clock at the Ramapo Lake. Meet at the lower parking lot on Skyline Drive. I've done this several times already. It's really a wonderful time. You park at the lower lot. We go as a group. We hike all the way around the lake. Sometimes then they go to the castle. And it's about a 4-mile hike. And it's really, bring your dogs, dog friendly, bring your pets. And it's really a great way to get out and explore the community. Also open mic night, Thursday, June 1st, 7:30 p.m. at Real Brave. Live performance series of music, poetry, and more. For information, artsinoakland.com. And also the Arts in Oakland Library Art Show performance in the park, June 9th through 11th. Bring a blanket or chair, Oakland Public Library and Veterans Park. Food trucks will be there. Local bakers and makers also. For more information, www.oakland-nj.org/arts. And also the mural project, the door is closing on that. Local mural project, Potash Lake Recreation Complex. Submissions are due by May 26th, 2023. For more information, visit www.oaklandnj.org/arts committee if you want to submit a park project. And also for the planning board, we have pretty substantive, we were talking about the downtown Oakland, working on certain ordinances dealing with improving downtown Oakland. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor. Just some quick updates tonight from the Oakland Communications Commission. The OCC continues to look for volunteers for their newsletter committee, the Welcome and Social Media, and the Bulletin Board committees. The Television Committee is also searching for volunteers, especially if you have editing experience. You can contact me or Ryan Schwertfager at occ@oakland.nj.org if interested. From the Water Department will begin their annual fire hydrant flushing program tomorrow, May 25th, as required by the NJDEP. All borough-owned hydrants will be inspected, flushed, and pressure tested. Flushing and testing of the hydrants will not interfere with water service or water quality. Questions regarding hydrant flushing should be directed to the Oakland Water Department at 201-337-8103. From the library, just nothing new to report tonight, but I'll have more updates at the next June meeting as they are working on a lot of new fun summer programs.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Councilman.
The DPW report. The Department of Public Works will be out inspecting storm drains and making repairs while simultaneously listening for potential subsurface water main leaks on all streets that are scheduled to be repaved by public service. So this includes the streets that Borough Engineering Mechanic said. It will be Hickory Drive, Winona, Oneida, Spear Street, Hunter Road, and Spruce Street to make sure before we pave them there's nothing going on, so we don't have to ruin that repave them. So that was the DPW report. Rec report, I think everyone gave it several parts during that. I will, besides the parade, football and soccer snaps are still open. Please make sure that you sign up. For the deadlines, remember, you need to sign up as quickly as possible. It takes a lot of time, especially football and soccer, before we get them out of time. So that's why the deadlines are June, so we get yours in and get everything in. Shade Tree, we are still looking for 2 members. So Shade Tree is looking to take on two members, so please, anyone interested, join. Real quick, there was a bunch of dangerous trees were identified out by Wells Soons Field, and in a joint effort between DPW, Orange Rock and Electric, and the Shade Tree Commission, they removed all the trees are there that were dangerous of the field, causing problems in the entrance way. For the month of April, the Shade Tree had 27 permits, 68 tree removals, and 17 replacements were put in. Flood Commission. So I had the privilege, thank you, Charlie, for setting this up, where Charlie walked me around. Now that I'm liaison on the Flood Commission, they walked me through everything they deal with.
Oh, good.
They walked me through in rivers, backyards.
Did you put him in Allen Brook yet?
Yes, I was in Allen Brook.
Not inside, not in Allen Brook.
No, I'm not ready to walk that yet, but we probably spent a good hour and a half walking around, and I can't thank you and the community members enough. I know we have some delays, so I'll be working with Mr. Kuhn to get you some updates on what our next steps are. I will own that. I will do your point of contact to get you the information, so I will own that for you. But I want to thank you and your time for walking me through and walking through what you've been dealing with for the last couple of years. And I gotta say, I think we've touched on it, but we have to get back to it. There is definitely where we put repairs in place, unfortunately, just did hold, and there's boulders all over that brook, which are causing issues. So we need to get a plan in there as soon as we can. And then, Councilman Pignatelli asked me to read the public safety report.
Okay.
So, from a police standpoint, for this month, there was 323 motor vehicle stops, and the police department issued 486 motor vehicle summonses. Also, officers made an arrest for driving while intoxicated, and one arrest for possession of narcotics. A couple of other key points from the Oakland Police update. There was 2 speed studies conducted in the last couple of weeks. Based on residents' complaint, the OPD had speed tracking was placed on Page Drive at 25-mile-an-hour zone from April 11th to April 30th. Over 19,000 vehicles were tracked. Based on the data from the report, there does not appear to be a significant issue speeding on the roadway. The average speed of the vehicles study was 25 miles an hour. Officers will continue to monitor the roadway for future, and there's a whole detailed report for this. Also, vehicle information was extracted from a stationary speed sign on Seminole Avenue, a 25-mile-an-hour zone, showing data from April 1st, April 30th, and the average speed conducted there was 13 miles an hour.
Wow.
It's-
I know. 13 mile, I didn't know you could beat 13 miles an hour. It was
Maybe
dominant.
the road was a little bumpy,
Oh.
but it could get by.
It was the gravel.
And I think that's all I have there.
Okay, and just to remind everybody again, in case you didn't turn in at the beginning, tomorrow morning at the library is the Bergen County Mobile Job Center. There'll be trained counselors from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. No registration is required, just come. You can talk to a trained counselor who will help you with assistance and employment counseling, interviewing, resume development. So if you are looking to speak to a professional counselor on employment, looking for another job, this is the place to come. It's free, no registration required. It's the library tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noon. And with that,
Mayor, can I just pull one more thing on my
Yes.
report? It's not really related to my report, but I attended the Indian Hills Spring Concert last week. And I really just want to recognize several people. What happened was the choir wanted to work with the American Legion and bring some of the veterans up to sing some of the songs. And it was really special. Councilman Pignatelli was there, Mike Alston was there, who usually comes to the council meetings. Jack Ackerman from the American Legion was there. Joe Coons was there. There's another gentleman, his name is escaping me, but it was really nice to hear the music teachers say that I wanted to bring patriotism back into the school. And they got a standing ovation from everybody that was in that school. And it was just so wonderful to see community, nationalism, everything come together at the school level. So I want to thank everybody for that.
thank you. And with that, a motion open to public.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Anybody wish to speak? Motion closed.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid.
Bills to be paid, $457,033.46. So moved.
Second?
Second.
If you read the bills list, you can vote. Roll call.
Councilmembers Kamala?
Yes.
Saliani?
Yes.
Kuzinski?
Yes.
Palomino?
Yes.
And motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next meeting is right here, June 14th, 7 o'clock. And